Hello guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing how to make a DIY dream catcher similar to this one. If you guys want to see some more videos that are craft, crochet, and business related, make sure you subscribe down below and turn on the post notification bell, that way you know every time I upload a new video. So as I said, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a DIY dream catcher like this one. And I actually was inspired to make this one from a post that I saw on Pinterest. I believe it was actually a product from Urban Outfitters that was like really expensive, so I made this one to replicate that. If I can find that photo, I will put it right here. But again, this is like pretty much the most simple one you can make. So now that I've shown you this, let's get right into it. Okay, so I have quite a few materials to show you guys, but first I'm going to be showing you what I have made here, which this is a dream catcher that I made actually quite a few months ago. If you can see down here, there's just some wooden beads, and I twisted some white yarn around this, and then we just have some pink yarn in the middle. So let me start out with showing you all the materials, and don't mind my dirty table here. I normally have a white poster board down, but I didn't do that today because I'm going to be using glue and stuff. I just didn't want to get it on the poster board. These are called reef rings. I've seen them at Michael's. These actually came from Walmart in the wedding section, surprisingly. But that's where these were. There was a small, medium, and large one. Today I'm going to be using the small. And the one I just showed you is made out of the medium one. And as normal, all of the stuff I'm using in today's tutorial will be linked in the description box down below. And next I have some yarn. These are both Lion brand yarns, but this one is in the color white, and this one is in the color pale pink. Next I have some E6000, and this is the clear glue. I have some white beads, which I may or may not be using, we'll see, but I'm more than likely going to be using these wooden beads, just because I like more of the rustic look that it gives, but you can use any sort of beads. And finally, I just have some white craft feathers, and all these materials came from Walmart. Oh, also you're probably gonna need some scissors at some point, so I'm gonna get those out. So your first option for this is to take your E6000 and your white yarn, and every so often put a little glob of E6000 and then start wrapping around the white yarn, and then do another drop of E6000 and keep going until you get all the way around. That's what I did for the original one that I showed you, but I'm actually not going to be doing it for this one because I don't want them to look exactly the same. I actually want the gold to show through. So instead of doing that, I'm going to just move on to the next step, which is going to be taking this pink yarn and tying it the way that I had the other one. So to do this, I'm going to just find my yarn tail. So I'm just going to be taking a piece of yarn that is basically, when I fold it over, it is as long as this and a little bit longer. And then I'm going to be cutting it. So if I had to guess, this would be about a foot long, and basically I'm going to do each one a little bit of a random length, so it doesn't really matter exactly how much you do. I'm now laying the yarn like this, and I'm going to be tucking this end down, and then when I do that, I'm going to pull it down and put my two ends through this loop here and pull up. And then I want those to be together, so I'll just push them together and tighten it. And that gives you a knot here. I'm going to separate these, put one off to the side, and then I'm going to get my E6000 out. And basically in a straight line down, I'm going to be putting a little tiny dot and placing that on there, and then taking the end and tightening it around like that until it's tight. and that glue is just going to keep that in place. You could do it around one more time if you need to, but I think the E6000 is strong enough to hold it like that. So I'm just going to keep doing this in different orders. So I'm now going to do one like right down here, the other part of the string. And then I'm going to do another one here and put some more down this way and maybe one in the middle. And we'll just see how it looks. So again, I'm just repeating the same process for all of them. And I do want all of these ends to be different lengths. But if you want them to all be the same, you could do it that way as well. So again, I'm just giving a rough estimate of how long I want it to be and cutting it, and then putting this loop down here and pulling my ends through and tightening it, pulling them together. And if you did need to put a little bit of E6000, you could fasten it as well. And I'm just going to move this as close to that as I possibly can. And then we're going to do the same thing with gluing the ends. Since I didn't wrap it around with the white, I'm actually going to bring in the white by using these white beads. Right now what you need is your beads, your feathers, and your E6000. So what I always start out by doing is putting some E6000 in the actual bead, kind of like that, and then sticking the feather in it. That way it gets in there and it stays in there. And then while that dries a little bit, I'm going to take my end, and again, while I'm working with only one of the ends, I put all the other ends to the side. And I'm going to put some E6000 directly on this. And I know it looks a little bit weird doing it this way, but you'll see I'm kind of like rubbing it in. And then what I tend to do is kind of rub it in between my fingers. Basically, if the end is frayed in any way, this will sort of fix that. And then I'll put some E6000 in the other side of the bead, just like this, and stick this feather and this thread together, just like that. And once you do that, you want to leave it there and not get your finger stuck to it. And then put this one off to the side and do all the other ones. Okay, so now that I have done that, these are still drying, so I'm going to be careful with them. And the final step is going to be, I'm going to grab some more pink yarn. You won't need too much, so I'm just going to get like that much. And I'm going to be doing basically the same thing, but up like this, the same way that you tied on all the other stuff. And then just tying a knot to make a hanger for it. And I'll probably double or even triple knot it just to make sure that it stays. And if you wanted to make this cute, you could even put like a little bead on the end of this or something, but to me it doesn't really matter. You won't see that part too much. But this is the final product, even though it is drying. I really hope you guys enjoyed this though. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell down below. If you guys would like to follow me on social media for project updates, video updates, and more, those are at Katie Being Creative and linked in the description box down below. If you'd like to check out the blog post that goes with this tutorial, that will be linked in the description box down below. As well as my Etsy product that I posted this week will be linked down below. If you want to watch some more videos, there will be some linked in the description box, and there will be some at the end of the video. And as always, all of the products that I mentioned are linked down below as well. So if you're planning on recreating this Dreamcatcher, all the materials you will need are down there. And with all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!